If it were to break down, and that is the situation here. Yes, this is very clearly an irony. These are Miami police officers at this location, City of Miami police officers. The county police officers are dealing with the unincorporated area, and we understand that the highway patrol is in here as well. But this is, a lot of people predicted that this was going to happen. This is not a surprise to anyone who has lived in this community for any period of time. The authorities knew this was going to happen. They tried to make it not happen. They tried to urge people to, they urged people to remain calm. But I think in their heart of hearts, everyone knew that this was the situation that we would have here. Now, there's an incident over at a gas station right now. We can't exactly see what that is. Maybe you're seeing a better shot than I. But the police are chasing people, it seems, away from the service station. Right now, we've seen no businesses harmed by any of this, and I don't know if anybody has been hurt seriously. We've seen some arrests being made, and there's been a little scuffling over that, but to my knowledge, nothing beyond that.
We did have a camera shot of that gas station you mentioned, and we really can't get a close enough look at this moment to see whether anyone has been hurt. But yes, a massing of police officers and people. It appears that people are being told to leave the area. We're going to continue, of course, to keep a very close eye on this situation in Miami. Meanwhile, up in Washington, near Washington at Andrews Air Force Base, a reunion of Elian Gonzalez and his father continues, a reunion that began just a matter of a few hours ago. Our live coverage of this breaking story continues in just a moment. Miami's Little Havana community, where Elian has been living for 5 months, is denouncing the government's actions.
Elian and his father were brought together at Andrews Air Force Base outside Washington. We welcome viewers of CNN International to a special edition of CNN Saturday. I'm Randall in Washington.
And I'm Judy Woodruff.
Elian Gonzalez and his father, Juan Miguel, were reunited early this morning, nearly 5 months after the Cuban boy's dramatic rescue from the waters off Florida. More than 100 U.S. immigration agents, some with guns drawn, forcibly removed Elian from the Little Havana home of his great-uncle Lazaro Gonzalez in a lightning pre-dawn raid. The boy was found in a closet in the arms of one of the fishermen who had rescued him. Attorney General Janet Reno launched the operation after the latest round of negotiations to resolve the high-profile custody case failed early this morning. We're going now to Miami, where there is great unrest in the streets, and Mark Potter is there. Mark?
Every time. Well, we're looking at a situation right now in Miami's Little Havana at the intersection of West 27th Avenue and Flagler Street, where police are arresting a photographer. A news photographer is being led away by the police right now. The police moved into this area about 10-15 minutes ago, retaking control of this area that had been that they had abandoned for a while. The protesters were out here on the streets in force, setting fire to some trash, to a trash dumpster, and then the police came back in riot gear, firing tear gas, spraying pepper spray, and resuming control of this area. A moment ago, we also saw another man being arrested after he apparently broke a window at a gas station across the street from us. You're looking now at that trash dumpster on West 27th Avenue that was set fire a while ago. The police came in, established control of the area, then the fire department came in and put the fire out. The police clearly are in a no-nonsense mood here, and most of the protesters have been chased away. They had parked cars in the middle of the intersection, were chanting, jumping up and down, even throwing bottles at some of the law enforcement officers who were trying to come into this scene, as it appeared for just a short while, maybe a half hour, that the police had abandoned the area, had established a perimeter around it, were letting people blow off steam. But that didn't last very long, and the police came back in much bigger force than they had been here before, wearing gas masks, with their riot gear, with their shields, and clearly clearing out the area very effectively. The people ran away to the west and to the south. It looks like this situation is standing down a little bit now. The police officers are taking off their helmets, as you can see, and their gas masks. I can tell you personally that the air is much cleaner now than it was a short while ago. The gas is very effective in changing people's direction. and it worked, and the people had been moved. Now, there are a number of these incidents, we're told, around the Little Havana area, and this is just one more of them that has blown up this morning. Police, of course, concerned that as the news spreads of what happened with Elian Gonzalez, that this could continue throughout the day. People are extremely angry here and feel betrayed by the U.S. government. Gene, back to you.
Mark, while we are seeing pictures now that we have not seen before, fires in the streets, the use of tear gas and pepper spray, you indicated a few minutes ago that given the way the situation has been building all morning, we should not be surprised at what we are seeing now.
No, we shouldn't. Anybody who has lived in this community, who has witnessed the other events that have occurred here, knows how explosive things can be. And this was a very passionate issue that had been building for months. And they're really, I think the best word to describe the way people feel is betrayed, at least in the Cuban-American community. There was last-minute hope that maybe there could be some sort of settlement. And when the images were broadcast today of the agents going in to get the boy, that just sparked a seething anger that had been building and building, and now we have this. This is not, by the way, all of Miami. This is not, by any stretch, all of the Cuban-American community. This is a relatively small part of the city itself, a small part of the county, and even though there may be several thousand people out here, a relatively small part of the 700 to 800,000 member Cuban-American community. That perspective needs to be made. Miami is not on fire. This is an intersection.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. We'll get back to you shortly. Judy?
And now to the home of Elian Gonzalez. Relatives there in Miami, just a few blocks from where you're seeing all this police action in Miami. Let's go to CNN's Susan Candiotti. Susan.
Hello, Judy. For the most part throughout the morning and early afternoon, this crowd has been under control. We have not seen a strong police presence here. As one of the police officials told us, they're allowing people to remain around this house to express their frustration and their anger at the government, and to allow them to stay here as long as they feel it's necessary. At least that's what officials have said thus far. Now, from time to time, there are angry words, and they are when the people from time to time begin to chant, they begin to vent their anger and frustration also at reporters who have been covering this story. And about an hour or so ago, a lieutenant for the Miami Police Department, Lieutenant Bill Schwartz, found himself in the middle of everything. He's actually a spokesperson for the police department. There you see him, the tall gentleman with the mustache. As he explained to me moments ago over the telephone, he said that it was all very baffling to him what had occurred to him personally. He said that he was conducting interviews with various reporters and then had moved over to help a young girl who he said was experiencing convulsions. After that, he said, he was standing in the front yard of the home when, before you know it, according to Lieutenant Schwartz, before you know it, someone started shoving him around, punching him, throwing plastic water bottles at him, and one person, he said, tried to pull his gun away from him out of his holster. He said that at that point, some Cuban exiles who were in the crowd tried to help escort him along with members of the Miami Police Department, and he was taken away. Shaken, but nevertheless, he was unhurt. Now, as this is going on, we can tell you that earlier this day, there was at least one member of the legal team inside the home during the course of negotiations before 6-year-old Elian Gonzalez was seized by federal agents. That attorney is Kendall Coffey. And U.S. Attorney General Janet Reno said during the course of the negotiations that the family here kept adding one demand after another. Every time she said the government would give something, that the family kept asking for something more. Well, Attorney Kendall Coffey takes issue with that. That's not how he sees it.
As all of you know, this past Wednesday, the appellate court sent a very strong message about the importance of the rights of Elian Gonzalez. And in that opinion, which was a stinging defeat for the INS, they said several times, and they emphasized, that the INS had never met Elian Gonzalez. Well, this morning at 5:15, at gunpoint, with tear gas, after a night of infamy, of negotiations that were a charade, that caused the community to believe that all was well and that parties were trying to proceed to good faith negotiations. After that night, the INS finally decided to meet with Elian Gonzalez in the most disgraceful way possible.
Now, what happens next? Well, as we understand it, according to a family spokesperson for the Gonzalez family here, various members of this family, including Maurice Lasis, the young cousin who has been taking care of the youngster, she's 21 years old, along with her father, Lázaro Gonzalez, and other family members, are intending to fly to Washington within a half